In place to keep us in chains by show of hands. Who else is sick and tired of the same 1%? Trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out, minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome, everybody, to Suck It! I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how the fuck is everybody tonight? It is a Monday, September 28th of the horrible year that has been 2020. We are getting closer and closer and closer to the end of the year, which hopefully the new year will bring new beginnings and happiness and smiles and all that other good stuff that comes along with a new year. Because the Lord knows we need it. Just, you know, one of those days, one of those weeks, one of those years. Sounds like a fucking Friends song, doesn't it? Yeah, bet you didn't realize how bad it was going to be back then when they wrote that song. Yeah, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, tonight, we're here to talk some fun stuff. We're going to talk a little bit of mental health. We're going to talk a little bit of mental wellness and fitness and a little bit of everything, you know, kind of like everything that we kind of do all in one show. And we're going to be funny. We're going to have some fun and just do some stuff. Because you know what? The world needs more laughter in the world. I don't want to have another serious conversation. I want to have some fun tonight. I have too many serious conversations. And I need to laugh every once in a while. And I think tonight's going to be that night. Tomorrow night, though, not going to be a laughing night. Nope. We'll get to that later, though. But tonight, I have with me an actress, a fitness instructor, a Pilates instructor, a mental wellness coach, just an overall really, really cool individual that I can't wait to have a conversation with. So please, without any further ado, please welcome to the show, Miss Hilary Curwen.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, after a long weekend of not doing anything, I needed one extra day to recover, and I just couldn't recover today.
Yeah, got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you work from home.
It's tiring. Even if like doing nothing is tiring. So I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I bring the computer upstairs with me sometimes, and I'm just like, lay in bed and just like, I can do everything right here. What do I need my studio for? I don't need to go down there. So how's everything going for you?
Good. It has its every day. I feel like is an emotional journey. So today's good. I got some pastries, and so it was a good start to my day.
What'd you get?
We got some real good. These amazing chocolate chip cookies from Brady's Bakery. Oh, they're like the most amazing things I've ever eaten. So yeah.
I'm not allowed to have chocolate chip cookies anymore.
Well,
I went back on keto today, and I'm starting to regret that decision. Now you're talking about chocolate chip cookies.
no, they're too good. I'm sorry. There's some keto ones out there. Some keto friendly ones I've tried before.
There are no good keto chocolate
not
chip
great.
cookies.
They're not great. You know what? They taste like coconut oil, which is fine, but that's like the majority of the taste.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's a lot of the taste of the pastries with keto is that coconut oily or coconut flour taste.
Yeah, maybe it's a coconut flour taste. Yeah.
It's no good. So, you've been keeping busy during this crazy and wild time.
Yeah. I've been teaching maybe 6 days a week, and then, but most of my day is teaching, and then I go out for my run walk every day, which is like my time to like decompress.
So you're teaching virtually, right?
Yes, I'm teaching virtually. Mm-hmm.
How has that experience been like?
You know, the first day I did it, I freaked out because I did not know what I was doing. Like, my lighting was weird, and I'm obviously, like, I've been an actress, you know, for a while ever, so couldn't figure out my lighting, so that was strange. And then I didn't know how to let people in, and people were asking me for the Zoom password. Like, it was a whole rigmarole. And then I started doing it, and I actually am into it. I want to continue to do it even when we're back in real life. I love not spending 25 minutes to drive to a studio. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, that commute from my bedroom to the basement is also, you know, pretty fun too. So I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. You can even roll from your bedroom.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God, I know.
Yeah, I mean, the whole working from home thing has presented a whole new level of challenges, though. You know, some people walked to work, some people rode their bike, or whatever the case might be, and now with most people, you know, that have office jobs working from home, you know, they've lost a lot of that umph, that pep in their step. You know, the quarantine 15 is a real thing. And not many people are realizing the stress that it's putting on their body and their mind. And, you know, they're thinking, oh, you know, I'm great. You know, I don't have to worry about the stress of driving to work every day, or I can just, you know, kind of dictate my own schedule if I'm working from home, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, all they're doing is getting complacent. What the hell was that?
I feel like someone drilling the next door. If that happens, I'm going to take you outside on my balcony, because that was very aggressive.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it you know, am I right on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. I think what happens is it's easy when you're working from home to not. If you were used to, your routine was going to the gym or going somewhere, and that you had, you know, your 2 days a week of like when you lifted, and that was your routine. When you're stuck at home because you're no longer doing that, it's hard to get motivated to do something inside. And you're like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know. And then you watch some YouTube videos, and you're like, okay. And then you get distracted, and you go to the fridge, or you get distracted, and someone's texting you. It's creating new patterns and adapting in a different way. So saying, okay, I'm going to give myself 25, 30 minutes. I'm going to put on this video, or if you have, you know what you're doing, you grab your weights, and you have to like actually tell yourself, I'm going to sit here and do this. And that's what I think is really difficult, because when you don't go outside your home and you're forced into a space, you're creating that on your own. So it's like being accountable for yourself. But today is really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
You know, prior to the pandemic, you know, even during the pandemic, before I became a full-time host doing this, I was, you know, doing this, and I was a retail district manager. So I was constantly on the road, constantly moving around, visiting different stores here and there. But my gym was like smack dead in the center of my entire district. So I can just hit that on the way, you know, hitting a store, or hit it on the way home, or at my lunch, whatever the case might be. It was right there. Then when the pandemic hit, obviously everything closed up. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy some DDP yoga. So I went and bought some DDP yoga. And it's sitting in my room untouched.
No. I know. I feel like we get excited about certain things. It's like, you know what, like the new year, and your New Year resolution is like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to all this stuff. And you like get excited and get all the stuff. And then when it comes down to actually doing it, when you think of your home, I think this is the issue is when we think of our home, you know, our living room is for when we're sitting watching TV. Our bedroom is for going to sleep. Your kitchen is for making food. So when you're introducing like working out into one of those spaces, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel natural because you use that space for something else. And that's why they say don't, you know, eat in your bedroom, because what happens is you're associating eating in certain spaces or something. It's like, yeah, if that makes any sense. So it's hard to introduce working out in your living room because does not feel natural.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that 1 a.m. bowl of cereal that I have every day, I should not do it anymore?
Hey, you live your life. I mean, I don't know.
I need my Honey Nut Cheerios.
I mean, I get it. I used to wake up, it was so crazy. For like a month, I would wake up every day at like 3 a.m. I'd convince myself it was time for breakfast. I would look at my clock, and in my head, that 3 o'clock in the morning meant 7 a.m. And I would just go eat. And then like 5 minutes into when I was eating, I'd realize, oh, this is the middle of the night. And I'd go back to sleep. It was a real crazy thing. Yeah.
I mean, back in my day, before, you know, when I was a professional wrestler and an MMA guy, you know, I was doing 2-a-days plus hitting the gym at night. So It was like, you know, I was going in the morning and I was going in the afternoon. And then after the afternoon, I went home and ate, and then I went, you know, to the gym and, you know, practice, sparred, whatever. It was 5 days a week. I was just constantly. But then since I broke my neck and I'm not working toward any other goal than just feeling better, I don't see the point of it anymore. You know, I'm still like, okay, you know what? I still look good at, you know, my 245. I'm still pretty healthy. I'm still pretty muscular. I don't work out as much anymore, but you know, I got this. Yeah. But again, you know, I don't have to go out and fight with my shirt off. I don't have to impress anybody anymore. I don't have to choke anybody out. So it's like, why bother to put my body through that again? And that, I think a lot of people have that same type of mentality. They were fit in high school or college or whatever, played college ball, maybe even a little NFL. And then all of a sudden they retired, and now it's like, okay, do I still need to do that? You know, and then kind of fall off the wagon.
Yeah. So
in cases like that, what do you, like, say for instance, me, you know, someone like me, who still did it for a long time, and I found my motivation. My motivation was just staring at myself in the mirror and going, damn, look at these guns. But a lot of people do lose motivation if they got hurt and couldn't do the thing they loved anymore. So what would you say into that situation?
Okay, so I was a college gymnast, and so I get the like extreme level of being an athlete. And when I wasn't doing gymnastics anymore, I love, like, working out is something I've been doing since I was, you know, a kid, playing sports, whatever. So it's when I was no longer a gymnast, I couldn't just give up completely. Personally, I needed to be moving somehow. For people who are used to doing very extreme types of working out for the purpose of a sport or, you know, bodybuilding or whatever that is, you have to find a reason to want to continue. So what my advice would be is, first of all, writing down how did it make you feel when you were doing it? When you were in your like prime, how did you feel? Was it great because you looked really good? Was it great because you had all this energy? So first, like, figuring out what that is. And then from there, moving on into like incorporating it into your life, like a mini version of that. So if that's a 20-minute series of jump lunges or something, I like this, like, doing small amounts of working out, because it's hard to throw yourself back into, all right, I'm going to go back to doing 2 days now. That is like aggressive, you know? So saying, all right, I'm going to do 30 minutes of squat, 30, you know, no, that's a lot of squats, you know, 5 minutes of squats, 5 minutes of something, 5 minutes, and going back and forth for doing, you know, 25 minutes of that. What happens, I think, mentally is you feel this, feeling of accomplishment, and then it'll keep you going. Because once you feel like you cannot handle something, I think it turns off that passion, and we're just like, I might as well, I'm not even gonna do it. What's the point? What's the point of even trying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that, is just even getting something in that feels good, and even doing it with a friend. We're virtually doing it with a friend, whatever that is.
I agree with that. No, especially working out with a friend, because that really does motivate you.
Yeah.
Especially if there's someone that's a freaking buff that just wants to do nothing but work out all the time, then you'll be like, okay, yeah, maybe I should.
Right. Yeah. Find that friend.
But then at the same time, if you can't find that friend,
Yes.
there's lots of workouts out there that you can do in 15 minutes at a gym. So like HIIT, HIIT's huge still. And I remember when HIIT became huge 10, 15 years ago, when it really started to take off. What kind of things do you, kind of variety of things that you suggest for people?
Okay. Well, so I think everyone has their own idea of like what feels good. And my advice would be, do what feels good. Now, if you've got knee issues, if you've don't like jumping, I'm going to say what I personally like and what some people around me tend to go towards. And this is in terms of short workouts. So if I have 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, I would do, try to fatigue my legs. So that to me feels really good. I like doing lunges, glute work, lying down bridges with a band. And you don't have to have a huge cardio burst to be super, super effective. Just like I just filmed a 20-minute series, and I'm sweating. Right now, my eyeliner is sweaty. I just used a black booty band. I was lying on my side and did 10 minutes either side, and then did an ab series. And that for me, I sweat, it felt good. And that for me is the biggest thing, is something feeling good on my body. I don't really want to jump up on a box 15 times. And if people do, awesome, that's great. Maybe that's hard when you're in an apartment, or maybe you're outside, but yeah.
Do what feels good and do it.
Do what feels good. It's better than nothing. And if that's something you need guidance on, then that's great. You should try multiple types of exercise. If that's doing sprints up the hill because you live right next to you've got this huge incline behind your building, or you've got these heavy weights and you want to do some deadlifts. It's so to each his own. And I don't like giving a blanket statement of what people should do, because everyone's body is really different.
Oh, absolutely. And that was kind of what I was going with that. I mean, you can say, I could say, oh, do this or do that. And you can say, do this or do that. But if it doesn't feel right, they're just going to completely ignore it and say, okay, well, they didn't tell me to do anything else, so I'm not going to do it. It's all about finding what your groove is. I mean, if you want to go in and just do a 3-set, power arm day, go and do a 3-set power arm day. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. And if you don't know, and I think also what I've had friends that say, I don't really know what I'm doing. When I'm at a gym, I get it because I'm watching people and there's weights. And then when that happens, you can hire a personal trainer. You can if you don't want to do the research, YouTube's and signing up for subscription services. But paying for a class is actually really great, or a personal trainer. It's really great, even if it's a small amount of time. If you're I have this much money, I want to do a personal trainer for a month, I'm going to learn some stuff and then do it on my own, or I'm going to continue just once a week with someone. It's a way to keep yourself accountable and learning how to work your body properly, instead of going, I just some of these arms things and I don't know what else to do. I think I'm done.
Yeah. One of the things I like to focus on, in regards to, physical fitness, is mental fitness as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are very one and the same, but, one affects the other and the other they kind of affect each other in different ways. One of the things that, again, being that I'm a mental health guy with, severe mental illness and stuff like that, when I talk to people like you or other people like you, it's all about feeling good and giving yourself that motivation. But at the same time, when you're working yourself out and you feel better, your mind is better as well. Right?
100%. 100%. It's like, I don't know anyone who's ever regretted their workout they did. It wasn't like, oh, God, I shouldn't have done that run today. Now I'm like, my brain's foggy. Like, you feel good after you work out.
Yeah. And to even, expand on what you just said, even with like someone like me who's bipolar, if I'm having a bad day, or anybody that I know that has a bad, depressed, down day, if they force themselves to work out or go to the gym, there's no way in hell they're walking out of that gym still having that depressed moment. At least in that moment in time, the endorphins are kicking and you're out of that depressed mode. It might come back in 20, 30 minutes, but damn it, at least you had that break.
Totally. My sister it has depression, and she is someone who does not like to work out. It's when she's doing it, she's fine and it's cool, but it's hard for her to get motivated. And that's where that's why I work with her a lot. So I have my own Pilates company, and I send her videos every, twice a week or something. And I check in on her because it's hard to make yourself do it. And she knows once she's done it, she feels so much better. And it's hard to think long-term like that. Oh, after I do this, I'll feel good, but I don't really want to do it right now. So creating that, and I think for her, I can just speak for her, creating a schedule of like, okay, 9 a.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm not going to do 5 days a week. I'm going to do Monday and Wednesday, 9 o'clock. I have set my alarm. I'm going to set that time for myself to do it because I know I'll feel good afterwards.
Yeah.
Not overwhelming.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. And I learned that a long, long, long time ago. Now, one of the things that I find interesting about you is the fact that on top of all of this, you're an actress as well.
Yeah.
So how do the two intersect? Where did that come from? Because you said you started off as a gymnast. So now it's like you kind of hit a fork in the road and said, screw it, I'm going to take both ways. I'm going to split myself in half and I'm going to do this. So what exactly led you to the point where you're at today?
So I grew up, I went to school for acting. So that was my major. I went to like a conservatory style program at Syracuse. I was always the person who did both. I did all the shows and I did all the work, and I was a gymnast. And when I moved to LA, it was something like it felt like those two parts of me existed together. I never called myself like just at that point I was a personal trainer, but I always was like, this is my at that point actually it was like my side gig. I was pursuing more of the acting side, and then several years into it I realized, oh, in LA everyone does everything. I don't have to be one thing. I can do all of this, and that is part of me, and that is still part of me. So I would continue to work as an actress, I'd continue to teach and build my business. And I think the way I teach in virtually, like I don't know if you call it performative, because I guess you're performing, you're teaching, you're showing moves, but that's just me. I don't even consider it like, oh, that's like acting. It's like, you're performing
I gotcha. I'm gonna expand on that and talk to you about some other things here in a moment, but I need to take a quick commercial break and I'll be right back with you. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanky after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products, all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dckiteproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. And today's show is also brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an app that you can use anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in order to connect with a therapist that fits your needs. BetterHelp, allows you to cut out the middleman, no insurance, no waiting rooms, nothing. You go on, you tell them what you need, and they give you what you need. And if that therapist doesn't fit your needs, they'll match you up with somebody else right away. You can text your therapist 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from anywhere in the world, and they'll respond. Plus, you also get your weekly visits where you talk for an hour and just do your normal therapy sessions. BetterHelp is, again, available on Android and Apple. Just go to the App Store and go ahead and download it, or go to www.betterhelp.com/SIPod. That's betterhelp.com/SIPod to get 10% off your first month. So trust me when I say BetterHelp is the best option out there. Again, no middleman, no looking up on your insurance website just to find out a therapist that you have to wait 3 or 4 weeks for doesn't fit your needs and you have to turn around and do it again. Avoid all of that with BetterHelp. So go to betterhelp.com/SIPod for 10% off your first month. I can't talk today. 10% off your first month. Trust me, you won't regret it. All right, and we're back.
Ooh.
I had a stuttering problem there for a second. Yeah, blame it on, I'd like that idea. Just blame everything on the pandemic. Yeah, I mean, we blame it on everybody else. Might as well start blaming on, on this terrifying disease that people think is fake.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't get me started.
I know. Don't get me started.
This is supposed to be a fun episode. We're going to continue to keep it fun. Tomorrow night I have a ABC News anchor on the show with me, and the hour leading up to the presidential debate. So I know that is not going to be a fun episode tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of news and politics and this and that type stuff. So I'm trying to get all the funny out today and have a good, positive, enlightening conversation.
All right, I'll try to be funny.
But I mean, that's pretty cool to be talking to a news anchor leading up to the damn presidential, debate. I'm kind of excited about that. So you said before the break that you're wanting to continue to do both.
Yeah, I've produced and I'm going to continue to produce my own stuff in terms of, I made a short film last year that's at festivals right now, virtual festivals. And then I was going to shoot something in April, but then the pandemic happened, so we did not shoot that film. And I have done a lot of web series and a bunch of commercials, and I can continue to do that because I have the flexibility. And it's great. I think it's an amazing, these are two outlets that work together really well for me, the fitness and the performing. And I'm grateful to have both of them. Yeah. I mean, to have, acting plus something is always, an ideal situation because it gives you an escape. Because, I mean, that the world of acting can be stressful. Yeah. It's stressful.
Nothing.
But I think what's stressful about it is when people use it as, like, I have to make enough money. That is my source of income. And it's an art form. And so when you put pressure on an art form to pay the bills and live a certain lifestyle, whatever, it's really hard to make that work in a way that's conducive for you. And I feel as though I don't really have to put pressure on it to make me money, and I can make money, and it's fantastic and lovely, but I love it for what it is. I don't need it to pay my bills. So, and it does, and that's great as well. But I love it for what it is.
Yeah, for the right reasons. Yeah. Because, I mean, I've heard too many, horror stories of, what, I'm going to make it. I'm going to move to LA or New York and just pray to God that it happens. Come in there with $500 to my name and I'm going to make it happen. And it does. Absolutely, it does. Yeah. But for every one that makes it, there's what, 2 or 3 that doesn't. And that stress level is, crazy.
Everyone has a different idea of making it as well. So that's
correct.
Yeah. It's tough.
Personally, in my opinion, when you've made it in the entertainment business, is that when you can do nothing but entertainment. It might be 5 different types of entertainment. Like I do this, I do stand-up comedy, I do a lot of different things. When you can just maintain a livable wage in that business and call it a day, then you've made it. Because that is like something that, doesn't happen every day. So if you can manage that, consider yourself one of the lucky ones.
Right. And if that's fulfilling.
I have
friends, and that's the interesting thing as I get older. When I work and when friends of mine work, and I've had friends go, I thought like booking this would, this is what I've been working towards. And then it happened. And then I'm just thinking about the next job. And I'm thinking about, and you have to really check in with yourself and go, is this enough for me? Is this enough? And I think there's a lot of jobs. I just can, use my experience, but no.
Oh, absolutely. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. It's all about that self-fulfillment.
Yeah.
It comes down again back to what we were talking about earlier, mental wellness. Yeah. If nobody in this world, regardless of whether it's your wife, your daughter, your mom, your husband, your brother, your priest, your fitness instructor, nobody in this world could ever make you happy.
Yeah.
The only person in this world that controls your happiness is yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you're unhappy doing that grind of entertainment or doing that grind of being an accountant or doing that grind of, driving an hour and a half every day to, a job that you can do on your own at home, find that solution. There's always another solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's you would think in today's times, people would be like, oh, that's common sense. But it's still, there's still that whole mentality from the olden days of, doesn't matter how much you like your job or not. If you have security at that job, work your 9 to 5, go home, drink a couple beers, and you'll be fine. And turn around and do it again, and enjoy your weekends, and then hit the grind again, and try to retire early because it's never going to happen any other way. It's one of those, it's that mentality. My dad still has that mentality. He's every time I talk to him, he's like, "Oh, when you get a real job, this is a real job."
That's so funny. That is such a parent thing to say.
Yeah, no. I'm almost 40 years old. My dad's 67.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a dad thing. Such a dad thing to say.
It's like, Dad, I'm doing pretty well for myself. Doesn't matter. You don't have a real job. Like, okay, I don't have a real job.
What's funny is like, so my dad, growing up, he worked in finance. He didn't necessarily like his job. That was not his thing. But actually linking this to fitness, my parents are also like real fit. My parents are like the people when we go on vacation that they're like, my whole family's at the gym. Like they do their hour at like 7:30 in the morning. And it's great. Like it's very funny when I have a friend who come on vacation with me. They're like, oh my God, your family's so extra. They're so into even working out when they're on vacation. But anyway, because it's like part of our life, right?
Yeah.
But so for him, his job, not a fan, but he'd play soccer with his little buddies on Tuesday and Thursdays. He'd have his tennis on Saturday. So he found his outlet that made him happy outside of his job. And that just like goes to show how much fitness can have such an impact on your lifestyle. And how it can actually like make you happy versus going to work, going home, going to work, going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you on that. Far too many people, will find every excuse not to go to the gym because they're more comfortable just going home and
it's easier.
sitting on the couch. Yeah, it's just easier.
It's the best.
But the easy road is not always the most profitable or the most beneficial road. Yeah. That easy road just leads to, comfortability factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to push yourself and challenge yourself. If you're not pushing yourself and challenging yourself every day, you're going to get complacent, and eventually it's going to affect not only your mental wellness, but your physical wellness and everything else in between. It's just one of those, yeah.
And I think for some people, when it's harder to push yourself, you ask for help. And so if you know that you have a hard time challenging yourself in certain parts of your life, then you look elsewhere. Like you hire, someone who has trouble starting their own business, whatever. You hire a coach. You hire a personal trainer. There's ways to help you face that challenge that you might find that it's really hard to do on your own.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's also, opportunities where you can just watch something on YouTube. I mean, you don't even have to pay for anything anymore. Yeah. I mean, everything's available for you on YouTube, or if you still have cable, there's still fitness channels on cable and stuff like that. There's opportunities out there. You just need to be willing to look for them and find what works for you.
Yeah.
Makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy, stick with it.
Definitely.
Yeah, unless it's, coming home every day and sitting on your couch watching TV with a beer and a brownie in your hand.
Oh,
I mean, that sounds fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
And also, that for those 5 minutes or whatever, half an hour, it's so good. But after that, not so great.
Yeah, no. But yeah. See, now I shouldn't have said the word brownie. Now I'm mouth watering.
No brownies.
No keto brownies.
Ooh.
No. One of those deep, fudgy, chocolate chippy Ghirardelli brownies. Oh my God. See, that's one thing that I miss about living in Florida or California is the Ghirardellis that are right around the corner from everywhere.
Oh my God.
Because I missed that. But anyway, enough about bad food. No bad food. Bad Derek. So what do you got going on for the rest of the year? How exactly are you going to continue to manage the rest of the year?
That's a great question. Right now I'm just taking it month by month or week by week. So I have built I teach a live class 5 days a week. And then I have a subscription service that I've created a library of Pilates of classes from beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then prenatal, so women who are pregnant. Express classes that are just 20 minutes. And so that is for people who may not feel comfortable doing, a live class, or their timing, they just try to fit it in whenever they can. So it's really affordable. So there's eight of each, 8 classes each, and it mixes up every month. I'll add some, take some off, just switch them around a little bit. And so I want to grow that. I want to grow that library of classes and continue to bring people from all over the world and the country into that sphere, that type of work, because anyone can access it. And that's been the coolest part actually about moving all my stuff virtually, is I'm able to reach so many more people than I was able to before, which is dope.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic, for creators, has given a whole new outlet for us, and because people are now craving more content. They can't go to the movies. A lot of the TV shows are stalled until next year. They're just now starting to get back to production, unless it's a cartoon-based thing. They're not coming back out. And so YouTube content or anything that's on demand on the internet that you can create yourself and put out there, YouTube views and content views are skyrocketing this year. And, so it's given a lot of us an opportunity to really grow if we put our mind and body to it, which obviously you have.
Yeah, I think it's really neat that you can really reach so many people, and that more people are, can't really do much else. So they kind of have to do this virtual, I guess part of the country is open in terms of studios and stuff. But for those of us who are inside and have to, find other ways of working out, I think it's honestly, I kind of poo-pooed the idea of mat Pilates and doing it at home. I was never a person who worked out at home, ever. I would never watch a video and do that stuff. It just goes to show when you actually have to change your routine, you realize, oh, this is great. Like, I actually like this a lot more than I thought. It's giving yourself the opportunity to try something that you might not have even had any interest in doing. I'm teaching something that I didn't even want to do myself. And now I love it. I'm going to continue doing it because my body has never felt this good or looked this good. So it's just like, oh, try something and just give it some time to work.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, speaking from just in general terms, creating habit takes at least 21 days.
Yeah.
So you've got to, you can't be one of those people that does it for 3 or 4 days and says, I'm not doing this anymore. Give it at least 21.
Yeah.
The 21 thing is an actual, proven scientific thing. I mean, just give yourself those 3 weeks. If nothing else, give yourself exactly 3 weeks.
And the funny part about that is one of my closest friends is someone who she doesn't really love working out. And I told her to do my class for 3 weeks, 2 to 3 days a week. And I was like, I'm going to guarantee you're going to see a difference. I guarantee it. And now this is month 3 or something of her doing it. And she's obsessed. And that feels so cool to make a difference in someone's lifestyle where she's so happy with the way her body is changing, with her energy levels. And it was just those 3 weeks. And when she felt and saw a difference, it was that like switch, that on switch. I was like, oh, I did this. Oh, I can continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Who was it? One of the people I follow who's a big workout person on Twitter today was like, when I'm, getting ready to stare down a 30-minute cardio set, I kind of said to myself, oh, that's too much. So I'll break it up into 10-minute intervals. Oh, I can do 10-minute intervals times 3, and then during that last 10 minutes, it's like, oh my God, I got 10 more minutes. I'm going to die. And then they're like, okay, I got 5 more minutes left. And then that last 5 minutes, I can conquer the world. It's that minimal. Yeah.
I am so the same way. I'll give myself if I go on a walk or a run, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for 15 minutes. And then that 15 minutes is like, I can add another 5 minutes. So no matter what, you're increasing, you've already met your goal. And then you're just going over it. And it feels like it's easier. Or if you just meet your goal, you're 15 minutes. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, also, making a goal for yourself. If you're one of those people that is goal oriented in a, and instead of your physical sense, you can't look in a mirror and say see the changes. You may have lost 100 pounds and you still don't see the results. One of the things I suggest, and I'm sure you probably would suggest it too, is, just running, working up enough speed or whatever the case, to go do a 5K. Sign up for a 3-mile run. I mean, there's tons of them every weekend across the country, even during pandemic times, so say, I'm going to go run this 3-mile, this 5K. I mean, little things like that could even help motivate you. If you're
Yeah, if it's goal oriented. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because it's all about, again, setting those goals to make yourself feel better about who you are, inside and out.
Totally. Yeah.
So where can people find you?
Instagram, they can find me at Hilary Curwen. Hilary.
Right over there.
Curwen. And I'm online. I'm at laprivatepilates.com. And there is a way you can, if you're interested in the subscription service, that option is there, or privates, or free videos, YouTube videos. You can just look me up on YouTube, Hilary Curwen. And and my and Facebook, LA Private Pilates.
Yeah, and what the cool thing about it is, you own a Pilates studio in LA, but because of the pandemic, anyone in the world can, find you.
Right, and so I don't own a physical studio. I just own my company is all people's homes. So for the pandemic, I'm still going to see people in person. It's just 6 feet away, but it's still totally that maybe can make that happen. But so now it's either outside or virtual.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But again, if you're in Florida and you want to reach out to Hilary, you can get that option because, again, virtual or a subscription service. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's so easy for anyone, beginner, intermediate, advanced.
Yeah. And I love what you're doing. I mean,
Thanks.
you know, I've seen so many people, you know, do the Zoom thing, whether it be a dance instructor or a, you know, whatever type of instructor, and all I do is see them talking shit online. This sucks. I can't wait to. But you're speaking so positively about it because you found a new passion with it, and I love that.
So, you know, it's so funny. Like, I really did not think I would like it, and it's so fun and so. And I think one of the biggest parts of doing Pilates is if you've got back issues. I feel like a lot of people have like lower back issues right now. Any sort of injury, or you're going through something, or you're whatever that is. Pilates is one of the best types of exercises for it because it's all supporting. It's all based in core work. So there's all types of modifications for any person. It's a beautiful and it's incredible type of workout. And I think people compare it to yoga. For some reason, it's nothing like yoga. But I remember this one guy met me and he's like, "Oh, it's like yoga. You teach yoga." I was like, "Well, no, I don't do that. Sure, you know, I'm doing that, so that's similar." But yeah, I think that's pretty incredible because you can reach so many people that have so many ailments in their bodies, or they're older. It's conducive to anyone. Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm so glad that you're excited about it because, you know, the excitement level really can show through. And if you're not excited about it, the people that you're training are not going to be excited about it.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be the worst?
It would be. Logging on, seeing, all right, guys, we're going to do this today.
Let's do the exercise. I'll watch you.
All right. You know what? Everyone just turn on your video cameras. I'm just going to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here on my couch. That would suck.
Oh my God, yeah. That is funny. I would love to see it. Actually, one of my friends who takes my class said she had gone out of the class so quickly. She's like, this yoga, she was doing a yoga, and she's like, this yoga teacher started yelling at us. She started yelling. And I was like, oh goodness, I feel like that's so anti-yoga. So you never know. I guess all that stuff exists.
This sounds like a good, you know, little mini sketch that I need to do on YouTube and put out. One of those ones where I'm, you know, I play both parts. Yeah, I need to do it. Oh, that could be funny as hell.
There's an instructor who sits and like eating cake on their couch, and they're like, "Keep doing those abs. Keep doing the abs," as I'm like watching you.
Yeah.
And yelling. You gotta do both together.
The stuff, you know, whatever they're eating, cereal, you know, ice cream, whatever, just coming out of their mouth as they're, you know, yelling at you. What the hell's wrong with you?
You know what? I think that would become like a phenomenon and people would love it. And that's the kind of thing that would happen now in 2020. People would be so into that. Be like, oh, I love that instructor. They just yell at me and eat in front of me. Yeah.
That would be, you know what? The odds are that would actually work for people.
No, I know. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah. The odds are. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you absolutely. Yeah, because that would be it. People work in weird ways.
People do. I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Call me up. I'll be like, I'll be in the schedule.
Yeah, I got a couple friends I need to call. Then okay. Oh, that's so fucking funny. But Hilary, it's been a pleasure talking to you tonight. You are funny, you're great. And I love your passion for what you're doing because I mean we need more people to be passionate about this kind of stuff during this hellacious time.
Yeah.
The power of positivity.
Yeah, it's rough. But I'm glad I can help people. It brings me joy. So that's nice.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely tell it does bring you joy because that smile just, you know, shines 1,000 lights out of the room.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. That was me, you know, being the charming, dashing gentleman that I am.
Oh, so charming and dashing.
I know. Thank you.
Wow, because I had a bite that was my teeth didn't fit. So I'm glad my mouth is worth all that money I spent on fixing my teeth.
It's a beautiful smile. But I hope everything works out great for you. I hope, things continue to go strong, and I hope that you come out of this healthy and better than ever.
I thank you so much. You too.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
You too. Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll talk again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Monday. That was a nice little conversation with Hilary. She's really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. Not my typical conversation, but I need to change it up every once in a while. Especially with what's going on tomorrow. So tomorrow, from ABC News, Aaron Sanchez will be on the show. 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, in the hour leading up to the presidential debate. So, I'm really excited about this because it should be really, really fun. We're not going to just talk just politics. We'll talk a little bit of everything. We'll have a little bit of fun with him because don't want to be too much of a downer. But knowing me, I probably will. But come back tomorrow again. Aaron Sanchez from ABC News will be on the show. 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West. Right here. And that is all, folks. So, until tomorrow, stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.